My name is Lax Iyer. I've been farming for about 30 years, growing cherries, and we found the cherries to be very amazing growing over here. So after a while, we just decided to go ahead and open a packing shed, and our farm and our shed has been named in honor of my mother, whose name was Meena. And that's how we came into existence. We opened the packing shed last year. We have been processing it 2 years. Before that, we were custom packing at other sheds. We have been exporting to about 21 countries for the last 8, 9 years. And the demand has usually outstripped the supply from us. So we decided to open the packing shed and introduce our cherries to the domestic market also. You would probably find Cherry Sweets or Meena Black, which is our signature brand. You would find it at Walmart, Target, Safeway, Kroger. So a lot of chain stores, Save Mart, would be the most common one. Yes, we grow almonds, walnuts, and pistachios, and along with that, we also help facilitate other growers who have a hard time moving. That includes grapes, citrus locally, and then we also move produce from other countries to our customers all over the world. For example, mangoes, avocados, blueberries from Chile and Peru to markets like Japan, South Korea, Thailand, Philippines. Everybody is family that work with us. We consider them family and they treat us likewise. A lot of younger people are not getting into agriculture. So it's really a very exciting field, dynamic, and I thought we could have some interns so they could get a first-hand knowledge of what is entailed when we are in farming and maybe see if the younger generation can get interested in farming. That's what we are looking for. So when you come in as an intern, you get a first-hand taste of how it functions. Working with our team, they see the challenges, they see the opportunities, and they get to learn firsthand what it takes to be in agriculture. And that, no matter what you learn in school, it's not going to be what is there out in real life. And once you are included in the real life part of it, then you can make an educated guess about do we want to be in agriculture or not, and that's not going to be available in the classroom. My thoughts are, I think real life experience should be part of any education because textbook knowledge is one thing and real life knowledge is the other. I think if more businesses invested in interns and have them come in and see what it takes to function in a real world, I think we would have more quality candidates that can, bring value to our food supply chain, which I think is very important. I'm proud of what we are able to bring to the table. Our goal when we started with it was to make sure that if somebody buys cherries or any other produce, they are repeat customers because we pride ourselves on the flavor we provide. And some people are more into business where it is a commodity, but we don't consider cherries as a commodity. It is something to be enjoyed, and I'm very happy to be able to bring joy to people for what they get to taste with our product.
I am a fourth generation farmer from the Delta area, which is Walnut Grove, Portland area. I grew up in agriculture and I actually am a farmer. This is my seasonal gig and my farming is my full-time gig, and I try to make them work and fix them all together. I am graduated from Cal Poly. Cal Poly is all about hands-on learning, which is great. And growing up in this industry, it's really given me a different way of looking on the sales desk. The majority of the people here in this industry don't know what it takes to farm. Costs are going up and the farmer is the last to be paid. It's difficult for farmers not to get top price for their fruit. In order to get top price for your fruit, you have to be a great farmer. I'm in a great opportunity here, been in the produce industry for over 30 years, and work at a house known for quality. I bring to the table great customers that have high quality. They want high quality fruit because their customers are high end. So all these big grocery stores that that are out there, that's who we sell, and they love our quality. And the majority of the people don't know where their food comes from. It comes from a grocery store. But what they don't know is it's so important to support USA farmers because we can feed ourselves and we can feed the world. But at the end of the day, we need to be able to feed ourselves. And every day, more and more farmers are going out of business. So it's so important to bring the best returns back to our growers so we can continue farming and supplying food. About 20 years ago, I was on a sales desk selling pears, and kiwi fruit and cherries. And I thought, oh, why don't I get an intern? And so I put something out at Cal Poly and had a couple of people apply for it and hired this one gal. She was great and just taught her a lot about the industry that she ended up going out later and getting a job in packaging, being packages into like the packing houses to pack fruit or in other different types of packaging. So it's really important to get more people into this industry. There's a lot of older salespeople in this industry. By bringing on our interns, we can teach them that hopefully they look into getting a career in agriculture. So when we chose our sales assistant, she handles 3 salesmen, so she's quite busy. I looked at her background. She's in agriculture. She was an FFA in high school. And I know that FFA kids work really hard and they're overachievers. I thought this will be great. She'll actually stay in agriculture and hopefully we can get her that someday maybe she'll want to sell or she'll want to be a buyer or something along those lines, but stay in agriculture because that's so important. And I think we could just teach these interns so much and give them a chance to succeed when they leave and graduate from college and get into their careers. We don't wake up and get to work at night. We're early. We're hitting the ground before dawn and we're leaving after dusk. And it gives them that opportunity to see how the industry is. And then it also gives the opportunity, do I really want to do this? And then when you graduate from college and you go out there and you go to get a job, a lot of employers are going to look at that. They're going to say, what's your experience in agriculture? I'm glad I landed here. It was just something that fell into my last, and I love selling. I have great customers, great followers. There's an incredible team here. The ownership is fabulous. Our general manager, he's a rock star. Everyone here worked so hard. It takes a real big team effort in agriculture to make this work. I've worked for a lot of companies and some of them are, top notch like this one, and other ones, they don't stay around much if they don't have it together. I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to sell cherries. And I just wish there were more cherries this year.
My name's John Gutierrez. The last 2 years I've been going to Modesto Junior College, studying ag business and culture science. At the same time, I've also been getting my HR certificate, and I'm getting ready to transfer to Cal Poly this fall. Got put as a human resources and food safety assistant under Sandra. I'm also working in food safety, so I'm in charge of making sure they get their aprons. I also work with Farah, where we see how it is onboarding employees, giving them their badges, making their schedules, and seeing who gets called for work. I'm super grateful for the people here at Meena Farms. You guys are my very first internship, so it'll have a very special place in my heart. Because of you guys, I got the experience of not only having an internship, but real life first job experience that is in ag business and human resources. The company here is great. Not only do they have everything super well run, but I can tell like they work really closely together. They communicate together. I can tell it's a wonderful company because it's a family company, so they take it seriously. And because of that, everyone else wants to take it seriously. We just want Meena Farms to be successful. We want the image of the cherry to be a good one. I got my internship, and I can share this when I go to Cal Poly and put this on my resume and my LinkedIn. So thank you so much.
My name is Sky Diaz. I go to Modesto Junior College, and today we are at Meena Farms in Gustine. Okay, my major is ag business, and I'm going to have a minor in sales and marketing. Meena Farms is a multi-generational family company, and they grow, process, ship produce globally. A typical day starts around maybe 7, 8 in the morning, and I always start with my 4 daily reports that consist of the Brix reports. The California cherry reports has 3 reports that they have us do. So I'm doing the variety and size report, the shipment report, and the fumigation report for Japan and Korea. The thing I learned at my internship that I didn't know was the famous software, which we input the orders for the salesmen. So that way marketing and packing know what they're going to be shipping out. Okay, so in high school, I learned how to use Google Sheets, Google Drive. And at my internship, I am using Google Sheets to look at the salesmen's orders to see where everything's going. Okay, so once I'm doing my daily reports in Google Sheets, I then have to export one of them, the Brix report, into Excel, which I'll then send to Jeremy, who overviews all that. So Brix is actually the sweetness of the cherry, so we don't want to be below 16. So we always have our manager, Chris, look over the report and make sure everything's in order, because if it's under 16, they could potentially shut us down. So the 16 Brix is important because that is the sweetness of the cherry, and we don't want to give the consumer anything then quality here. I think it's important for you to get an internship in the potential field you want to see so you could find out if you actually like what you're going to be doing, because it's a day-to-day thing. So if you don't like how it is now, you don't want to be doing that forever. So you could like change your major now instead of you get your degree and everything and then you don't like what you're doing. I had a great paying job before I got this internship, and I made a decision to leave that job for a couple months so I could do this paid internship because it's in my career field and I wanted to see how it was. So I say take the risk. I would like to give a big thank you to Meena Farms for deciding to let some internships come this year, because it gives me a great opportunity to see how it is in the field as a salesman. Well, sometimes when you first start off, it's gonna be slow, you're gonna have nothing to do, and then it's gonna hit you like a truck. So it goes really fast in the produce world. You just have to learn, work in a fast-paced environment. Thankfully for my last job, we are always busy and working fast-paced, so it prepared me for that greatly. So just be ready to work.
Hey everyone, it's Rochelle with Amplivare. We want to extend our sincere thank you to Meena Farms for opening up their doors this year and investing in the next generation of agricultural leaders. We also want to congratulate Ms. Gianna for her outstanding work. You did a great job on your first internship.